Daniel Mensah's tale is one of reinvention, deception, and eventual downfall. Once wanted in the United States on serious charges, he staged his own death and attempted to start over under a false identity. But instead of vanishing into obscurity, his trail wound from Africa to Europe, ending in a hospital room where the truth finally caught up with him. In the United States, Mensah's reputation was marred by allegations of financial fraud and sexual assault. Facing prosecution, he orchestrated a dramatic escape plan. Staged death notices circulated online, complete with fabricated obituaries and memorial tributes. Friends and former colleagues recall being stunned. Some doubted the story, but many accepted it, believing he had died quietly overseas. In reality, Mensah had fled. He resurfaced in Ghana, blending into the cosmopolitan circles of Accra. Under a different name, he claimed to be involved in international trade. Locals described him as polite but evasive, a man who seemed careful not to reveal too much about himself. Some suspected inconsistencies in his background, but he managed to keep suspicions at bay by moving frequently between social groups. From Ghana, Mensah moved on to Europe, eventually settling in Barcelona, Spain. There, he reinvented himself as Adrian Cole, a British expatriate who claimed to be a philanthropist and long-term patient battling chronic illness. To neighbors, he painted a picture of himself as a man persecuted by bureaucracy and victimized by mistaken identity. Those who encountered him at cafes and church gatherings described him as eccentric, often defensive, and prone to lengthy explanations about his health struggles. To the casual observer, he seemed unremarkable. To investigators, he was hiding in plain sight. Mensah's carefully crafted facade began to crumble when he was admitted to a Barcelona hospital with severe respiratory problems during the COVID-19 pandemic. Suspicious staff flagged irregularities in his documents, prompting checks that linked his fingerprints to international fugitive databases. The results revealed who he really was: Daniel Mensah. Confronted with the evidence, he protested, insisting he was Adrian Cole, a disabled British citizen wrongly accused. He presented his wheelchair, oxygen mask, and medical reports as proof of innocence. But investigators remained unconvinced. Court hearings in Spain drew widespread media attention. Clips of Mensah speaking in an exaggerated accent, denying his identity, and arguing with officials quickly went viral. Despite his protests, the evidence, fingerprints, medical records, and testimony from people who knew him in Ghana and Europe was overwhelming. The Spanish judiciary ultimately approved his extradition to the United States, where he now faces the charges he once sought to erase with a faked death. Americans who knew Mensah before his disappearance described him as manipulative, always 2 steps ahead, and capable of spinning elaborate stories. In Ghana, those who crossed paths with him remembered him as the quiet man who never stayed long in one place. In Barcelona, neighbors recalled him as anxious, constantly fearful of exposure. The saga of Daniel Mensah underscores the fragility of fabricated identities in a connected world. From Accra's busy streets to a Barcelona hospital ward, he attempted to rewrite his life. But the past caught up with him, and his final chapter now unfolds in the United States, where justice, long delayed, awaits.